in the contemporary Kalenjin context, there is a new group by the name of Asisian. This group purports to present the original Kalenjin teaching. They are anti-Christianity and sometimes anti-modernity. This group has sought the recrudescence of culture as it was, and they think that that is the panacea that will cure the contemporary ills. It goes without saying that there is a problem of contemporary social problem. Juvenile delinquency is on the rise. Alcoholism is a real issue that we cannot avoid in Kalenjin land. The problems are many, but the diagnosis and prognosis are evident. But the solution and the medication by the Asisian is wrong. And allow me to say that this group is a sect and a cult. That is an aberration to the Kalenjin culture. The group seeks its inspiration from a thesis by one of the scholars that identifies the hypothesis that the Kalenjin may have originated from Egypt. There is correlation and similarities between certain names in Egypt and in our community. The Asisians take it to the extreme end, and they connect Asis and Osiris, Ta and Ra, the Egyptian pantheon of gods and goddesses, are made to be equivalent with our community. I want to say that this endeavor and enterprise by the Asisian is utopian and romantic. It addresses only the symptoms of the problems, but it does not address the root issue. Number one, the group has a challenge in the sense that it is illusionary. Illusionary in the past. They reinterpret the past, but at their own terms. They are not authentic, and they do not represent the authentic Kalenjin culture. The authentic Kalenjin Christianity is monotheistic, but they present a mismatch of atheism, monotheism, and polytheism. To some, religion is myopic, and to some, religion is an exercise of futility. But to be intellectually credible, there are those who are monotheistic, but there are those who are polytheistic, and they follow the Egyptian pantheon. This Asisian group is not head or tail. It is an amorphous entity that opposes modernity and Christianity. The problem and the Achilles heel of their propagation is they speak against modernity and Western education and Christianity, yet they partake the benefits of them. Most of them have mobile phones. Some want the recrudescence of FGM, so some in the group oppose. But I want to say these are practices that were relevant in their time, but right now they are irrelevant and they are not suitable for the current generation. And I want to say that there is no cure to the subtle problems and issues by looking at the side mirror. Technology, education. In fact, we say so manet cricket. We cannot avoid education. Neither can we as a community afford to extinguish the light of Christianity. Christ is the light of the world. And there are issues in our culture. We look at it as illusionary in the sense that they have a very romantic view of the past. And they said in the past there was no problem. But nothing is further away from the truth. There were good people in the past, but also evil people existed in the past. The people who betrayed Koitalel Samoe were the people in the past. They partook of all the cultural rights of the past, yet they failed miserably. Some say they were induced, but if they were induced, they were not robots. They made conscious decisions. They were people who were evil. They were witches in the past and wrong people. Therefore, to say that the past is the solution to the present is to be like an ostrich, to bury your head in sand. And I want to say Asisianism is an error, and it needs to be fumigated from our community by preaching the truth of the gospel. And I want to say that when the foundation shook in the early church, in the book of Acts chapter 4, verses 35 to 41, they prayed. As Christians, we are supposed to do apologetics, the rational defense of the Christian faith. Christianity is the hope for the entire Mount Elgon, embedded with all these problems that we face. The problems of alcoholism, the problem of juvenile delinquencies, and rampant teenage pregnancy, and runaway school dropouts. They need to be addressed. Asisianism is not a solution. In fact, they offer no solution. They do not have a doctrine of the origin of humanity. They don't have a metaphysics. They don't have a faith. And I want to say they can never be the solution in Kalenjin land. The true solution is found in God. And God's sovereignty is evident through his creation. He has revealed himself through creation. You can see he's the unmoved mover. He is the uncaused cause. He is that which nothing greater can be conceived. The ontological argument of the existence of God. The other one is the argument of design. You can look at these rocks and hills, and you can see up the yonder and see that there is design. And the other thing that I want to tell you is that there is the moral argument. There is a compass and a conscience in every human being. A Scythian can never handle the questions of the existence of God. And I want to say they offer no solution. It is good that they criticized modernity and its excesses, but the solution that they offer is dead on arrival. Therefore, I challenge Christians that we rise up, pick the positive elements of our culture, embed it in Christianity, and we have a Christianity that is biblical and relevant to the African context. And I want to say that is a Christianity that tells us of God's sovereignty in nature. God reveals himself in nature, just as he revealed himself to the Sabots in their distinct nature and Kalenjin, and even our culture and character. God has revealed himself. And I want to say God's sovereignty is seen through creation. Number two, God's sovereignty is seen through the scriptures. He spake through the fathers. He spake through the prophets. And God is speaking to us through the Bible. In former times, he spoke to us through the prophets. And there are prophets who are genuine in our community, but their prophecy was based on natural revelation. We have a better prophecy in Jesus Christ. Lastly, God's greatness is seen in history. In history, he reveals himself. He's a great God. And even today, the Bible is true. because it is objectively revealed. It's a very honest book. It tells you the weaknesses of the people who are there. We are not romantic, neither do we copy and paste, cut, and like we do the skits and content creation. We do not cut and paste. Christianity tells it all. Lastly, I want to say Christianity is real in the Bible and in history. May the Lord bless you, Christians. Let us keep our faith, defend our faith, and tell Asisians the truth in love, and tell them that Jesus is the only answer. In the name of God the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit.